Heads there, brother. But how you
Oh
doing?
yeah, the lower affairs. Yeah, yeah. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Looking forward to today's show. Looking forward to talk about everything football today. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Yeah, there's so much going on as well. And viewers, you're in for an absolute treat today. You've got to smash the like button, first of all. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. Hit the like button over there on Give Me Sport as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's so much to talk about. We're going to be covering and previewing the Chelsea-Ati game tonight. Big, massive game in the Champions League. We're talking about an amazing Bruno Fernandes statistic that just reveals his absolute potency in a Manchester United shirt today as well. We're going to be talking more about the Jose Mourinho turmoil. Is his job in the balance? Is he going to be getting sacked soon? He had a defiant press conference today where his parting shot was along the lines of, I'm going to leave a hero from Tottenham. Like losing is not an option. And we're also running a poll today. It's on the Football Terrace Twitter account right now. Eden Hazard versus Mo Salah. Which of the two is the best Premier League player? We're going to be taking calls, getting some of the usual faces from the Football Terrace on as well. But what we need from you is for like buttons to be hit and all that jazz. Where are we going to start, KJ? Where do you want to start with this array of topics?
Ooh, I could start with a certain man. He runs Spurs, but no, I mean that's not to do that. You know what? Let's get the thing that people don't really want to talk about out of the way because they just get rattled in it. Like it has to be Bruno Fernandes. Has to be Bruno Fernandes.
It does. All right. So he's one of these players. Bruno Fernandes is amazing because is your fire alarm going off?
Yeah, my dad decided to cook for some reason.
Love it. Love it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. There you go. I was like, is that me? Is there a microphone problem? No, man's burning the sausages, bro. Do you know what I mean? I love it. So, yeah, Bruno Fernandes, it's such an interesting one for me because he's been one of the most impactful signings that Manchester United have ever made in the transfer market. And he gets more stick than any other signing. He gets more stick than Fellaini, which is weird, right? And today, publication put out a breakdown of some amazing stats, and it says it's goal involvements for non-penalty goals in the Premier League. So this includes the goals, the assists, and were you involved in the build-up? And not a singular player in the Premier League has more goal involvements, minusing the penalties. So Fernandez here, 24 goal contributions, minusing penalties for him. Son and Marcus Rashford a second on 23, Harry Kane on 22, Grealish killing it there on 21, Sterling there on 18. But it just goes again to show the overall impact that Bruno Fernandes has in his approach play, his assisting and creation of goals, and of course his potency in front. And you're right, people don't want to talk about it, but I'm posing this question now. Right now, is Bruno Fernandes the best player in the Premier League?
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, he is. People need to accept it. Just for the fact that, the impact he has on Manchester United is undeniable. The way that he has come in and turned things around, not only for himself, but for the team in general, is outstanding. And the only other signing I can think about with this kind of impact is Virgil van Dijk. Now, Virgil van Dijk's impact is more because they went on to win a Premier League. But if Bruno Fernandes can help this team elevate this team to a Premier League, he will be one of the greatest signings in the history of the Prem.
Yeah,
there's still a long way to do. I remember when he first came in, and I was very much excited, but at the same time, I'm not gassed. It was like if he was Jadon Sancho, you know what I would have been like if I got that. It was more of like, okay, cool. Let me see what this guy can do in it. And the first few games, I was like, okay, this guy looks tidy. Okay, he's got his few goals. Okay, cool. But then the goals didn't stop. And I was just like, what is this? Like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? And he is not aesthetically pleasing. He does make silly mistakes when it comes to putting through balls in. But at the same time, he gets you goals. He gets you assists. He gets you pre-assists. He galvanizes the team. He talks to the players. He coaches the players. And what more, as a United fan, what more can we ask for from a player, especially coming in from Sporting, a Portuguese league, and coming into Manchester United? What more can we ask?
And just to break it down as well for the impacts in performances. So since he joined Man United, Lionel Messi has 33 goals and 21 assists and has won 86 points in that time for his club. Position in the league this year, 4th. Bruno Fernandes, 34 goals, 21 assists, 81 points won by the club in that time period, and they're 2nd in the league. Bruno's a midfielder. Bruno Fernandes is a midfielder. He is 6 goals away from breaking Frank Lampard's Premier League record for the most goals in a singular season by an EPL midfielder. And he's only 8 goals away with a large amount of games left from breaking Sir Bobby Charlton's 62-year record as the highest goal-scoring Man United midfielder in a single season. The brilliance of this man, of course he has his flaws, but every single player in the world pretty much has a flaw or two, if you get where I'm coming from. And Bruno's just brilliant for me. But we want to hear from you, the viewers. We want to hear your chats here. A lot of people saying Bernardo is better. I'm reading comments here saying, no, Diaz is better. KDB is better. Tell us why. I'm really not triggered by you thinking players are better. Why, though? Bruno Fernandes has more goal contributions than any other player in the league this year. More goal, and that's build-up play, assists, and goals. So we're putting in the approach play there as well. The match winners that he's got. You throw the penalties into it as well, it's even more scintillating. But we want to know why or who is better, and we want you to break that down for us. We really, really do. We're going to go to some calls very, very soon. It's a special show, as I said today. We've got some of the Football Terrace crew phoning in via the Fan Cred app, and it's really simple. You can join face-to-face on the air with us. You can watch the show in the app there, and you literally press the green fan line button and it takes you straight through to the producer, takes your name and your details and then puts you on air with this. It's absolutely amazing. We're testing that out today here at the Football Terrace and with Give Me Sport. Before we go on to some of the other subjects, I need to show you something. So we're doing little games now on all of our phone-in shows. Did it this morning where you pick 3 lucky people that are going into the draw to win a secret shirt. The secret shirt is amazing. We send it to you and it'll be a random shirt from a major club across Europe, plus some other football memorabilia in there as well for you. To go into that prize draw, you have to guess the phrases that are normally in an envelope. But my little daughter wanted to get involved with me today. And she's like, I want to do something. So I said, okay. She made me like professional cue cards. You can see them there. They're all covered in glitter. I'm now covered in glitter. My little baby Freya made these for me. So there are 3 words. They're Football Terrace phrases. They're Football Terrace phrases that you all know and you've all heard on here many, many times before. If you super chat in and you guess the words on these cards correctly, you go into the prize draw. To give you an idea, one's about a player, one's about a manager, and one is something that gets said a hell of a lot on the Football Terrace. It's a phrase we use regularly. So get your super chats in if you want to enter the competition. Already we have Steve, CFC Blue Army, and Maria from this morning that are in that prize draw at the end of the week, and we'll be doing a live draw on the air. So get your super chats in for that right now, people, and get the ball rolling.
Of course, hold tight, Freya. You know, Lady Freya of the Football Terrace making cue cards for Don Terry and that. Come on, show us some love with us, some likes. Smash the like button for Lady Freya. Come on now, you'd love to see it.
She would. I did say afterwards, thank you. She went, fine, so can I have a kiss? She said no again, and she bowled away. It's as simple as that. Another thing I want to speak about, we need to speak about Jose Mourinho as well today, because Jose is very defiant in his press conference, spoke about he's got Gareth Bale doesn't need to convince me. He said, it made me laugh what he said. He also said, I'm just trying to get the quote up in front of me. He said that him and Daniel Levy, they're getting on like a house on fire. The relationship's great. There's no problems. We've heard that all before. His parting quote at the end of the press conference was, I'm sure that I'm going to be in Tottenham history for good reasons and not bad reasons. What a zinger to end his conference with. Do you feel like the more you've heard today, the more you feel the writing's on the wall? Or do you think the media's got a little bit ahead of itself?
It smells, it seems like, it hears like, it's like what we've been through, Terry. We're going back in time, man. I never knew time travel existed until now, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the repeat of what happened at United. The meltdowns, the outbursts in the press conferences, the clearly having beef with the board, but then saying there's no beef. Clearly having beef with the players, but saying actually no, it's fine. They've proven it to me. Yeah, they've proven to you that you're not going to play them, and that's what it is. And Jose, he's just doing what Jose does.
Hang on, we've got a visitor. We've got a visitor, ladies and gentlemen. Family show. Come here, you. What you made me? Oh, wow! Look at this. Look at you've made. Here's Lady Freya. What you made these? Well done. What else? What is it? A grape or something? That's grapes. And that's an apple. Yummy. Is that for Daddy?
No, me.
Oh, sure. Nice. There we go. All right, listen. Daddy's working, and I'll be out very soon. I'll see you in a minute. All right.
Oh, hey, hold tight, Lady Freya.
Love you, Freya. Let me buy. There we go.
Best looking apples I've ever seen.
I know. Great. She honestly, Picasso there. Do you know Picasso? Was he a painter or did he play piano? I think he was a painter.
No, Picasso was a painter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not cultured, you know, from an housing estate. It's how it is, or projects if you're watching it anywhere else around the world. We had a super chat here that says individual brilliance. No, that isn't one of the key words. Individual brilliance is not one of the key words. So keep those coming in. A few people have said two of the key words already, but they didn't super chat them in. But you're right about Jose, mate. You can see the tension. You can see the way he's defending himself, the way he's elevating himself, the way he's kind of putting himself at the front, like almost like he's making himself the martyr, putting himself in as I'm the victim here. Nothing's going wrong. It's all going to be okay. Yeah, I'm not buying it. For me, there's trouble at that club. There's problems at that club, and the writing's on the wall. But you can have your say. You can phone in via the Fan Cred app. We're going to be getting people on very, very soon to talk about that. The other major talking point today, I know Chelsea fans want to speak about their big Champions League game tonight. You can definitely do that in the comments. We want to go through it. No, Katie Hopkins football is not one of the key words. Football.
Who's ever said that?
Ryan.
Who's ever said that?
I know. We don't say that on this show. I don't know where that phrase comes from. That isn't a Football Terrace phrase. Ryan N, unfortunately, I can't read your comment out based on where we're streaming, but that isn't one of the key words. There are three of them here on the Lady Freya made cue cards. Look at that there. There's so much glitter in this room. It's unbelievable. I look like I've been on Strictly Come Dancing. I do want to speak as well about our poll that's running. Mo Salah or Eden Hazard. I want to run through the stats here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to run through the stats here, first of all. Before you make your minds up, you go onto the Twitter page, the Football Terrace, you'll see the poll there. These are the stats in their Premier League time. In their Premier League time. So Eden Hazard, 352 games, 202 goal contribution, making his efficiency that he scored or created a goal in 57% of the games he played in. Dribble succession rate, 60%. Chances created per game, 2.4. Crossing accuracy, 36%. Through ball accuracy, a whopping 48%. Won 2 Premier Leagues, 2 Europa Leagues, an FA Cup and a League Cup. Mo Salah in the Premier League, 187 games, 163 goals, giving him an efficiency of 87%. 87% of the games he plays in, he scores or creates a goal. Dribble succession rate, 43%. Chances created per game, 1.5. Crossing accuracy, 43%. Through ball accuracy, 30%. 2 Premier League titles, 1 Champions League, and 1 League Cup. He won a Premier League at Chelsea.
No, we're not counting that. He's got 1.
He's got
one. No, he's got 1. He's got 1. I ain't counting that one at Chelsea.
Put it in as 1. So that's his record there. That's the statistical records of these two players. KJ, in your opinion, you've got 1 place left on your team. You can pick Hazard or you can pick Mohamed Salah. Which are you going for, the one with the better ability or the one with 30% more output? More likely to score your goal.
I see what you did there. I saw what you did there. You see how, listen, viewers, don't fall for Terry's tricks. You see how Terry read, the one with ability, or the one with amazing set. You see how man emphasized Salah, fam. I know what you're doing, Terry. Don't act like I don't know.
Ain't what I did. That's not what I did. But yeah, go on.
Okay. You're gonna pick. Oh man, these are actually genuinely hard question. For what I like, I'm going completely off what I like in it. Hazard. For what I like, Hazard. Hazard is just, when he was in the Prem, he was just absolutely amazing. And yes, I know he had these seasons where he decided not to play football because because of whatever reason that was. But when he was playing,
yeah,
bro, there's so many moments that you can think of with Hazard. It's just like, yo, that my mind is blown. My favorite one was that goal against Arsenal. Man turned Coquelin into a blade. Man did a little shimmy, and then chipped it over. Oh, listen, chipped over check. No, bro, you don't do that. You know what I mean? Like you just don't do that. So yeah, man, Mo Salah, amazing footballer, and like goal scoring record is absolutely insane. But I just love Hazard. Hazard is amazing.
Do you know what? I hear you on that. Hazard, two goals that stand out for me. There was the goal against Liverpool.
Yeah, when he cut inside,
it might have been in the cup.
It's a Carabao Cup. Cut inside.
That goal is just, you know, when you see it, right? Sometimes there are goals scored in football. When it goes in for maybe a 20-second period, I was a Chelsea fan. I celebrated I was like, wow, like Cristiano Ronaldo's overhead kick for Real Madrid against Juve. I was a Madrid fan for 20, 30 seconds because the goal was so spectacular. Zidane's volley in there are moments. Yeah. That was one of them for me. The other goal, West Ham, where he was like a skier.
Yeah, man.
Skier, went through everyone. And there were no sports people that have the agility like that as footballers. Yes, in the NFL and in rugby, they can shimmy through people, but you're holding the ball. Imagine doing that and controlling the ball with your foot, bruv. The technical ability, it's why footballers are the greatest sports people in the world. Facts. Sorry if I offend anybody, but it's true. Hazard is hands down one of the most gifted players to ever set foot in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But we're comparing him to Mo Salah here, and it's who am I picking? So for me, Mohamed Salah scored some great goals. The one against Spurs stands out in my mind, where he had the ball, he dribbled past 2 or 3 players in the box, scored a winning goal as well. He scored amazing goals as well, but it's at 87% efficiency. And actually with Mo Salah, if you look at the minutes played, so goal contributions per minutes played, his efficiency is 95%. Hazard's also improved as well, by the way, when you do that same calculation to 67%. But in the minutes played, so per 90 minutes, Mo Salah scores or assists a goal 95% of the time. So for me, how I look at this is simple. If I'm picking and building a team, I know I'm going to probably get more standout, peak, amazing moments from Eden Hazard. I'm going to thorn and melt over his amazing dribbling ability and his skills. But I want someone that's producing those 30% extra outputs, because I think there's more chance of winning on a more regular basis. And for me, winning is more important than being entertained. So I'm always going to pick when it comes to elite level players, the one with the more outputs is there for me. 30%. And that 30% is a hell of a lot when you consider the amount of games that these individuals play. And they play 50 games in a season. 30% is an extra 15 goal contributions. That could be a major difference to any team.
You know what? I'll say. You know what? It sounds very mad, but Mo Salah, what he's got against him is, again, he doesn't look like, even everything about him. He had the long afro, he had the big afro, the curly afro, he had the scruffy beard. When he dribbles, he looks like he might stumble over his feet. You know what I'm saying? He's not good looking on the eye, like in most aspects of the thing. And when it comes to marketing and stuff like that, like, I feel like Mo Salah does not get the same amount of push Eden Hazard is, because Eden Hazard is a pretty boy. You know what I mean? Like, he's from Belgium. The way that he plays. He's got back off, you know what I'm saying? Like, the ladies love him for some reason. Hold tight, Gold Diggers, hold tight, Midnight Vibes, episode 14. Go watch that to see what we mean. But yeah, like, there's so much about Eden Hazard that's marketable that I feel like Mo Salah may get a bit of disrespect due to that fact.
Yeah, no, and I totally get that. Ideally, I'd like 2 spaces and put one on the left and one on the right in my team. That's what I'd love. But the question is, you've got 1 space left. You've got to fill it. The board say you can pick a left or right-sided player. You've got to pick one. I would go for Mo Salah over Hazard. But for all the Zard fanboys out there that are right now going, you're outrageous, bruv, doesn't mean I think Hazard's bad. Get that into your skulls. Smash that like and share button. We're going to go to our first caller momentarily. Before we do that, some more super chats. Man like Neil here. Neil here says, does Jose really have the motivation? Does he really know how to motivate the modern player? They seem scared to death to make mistakes, is what Neil says. Big up yourself, Neil. I know who you are. It's nice to get a super chat from you. That's a really good question, KJ. We'll go to that in a moment. We had a super chat here from Zaza. It isn't in the mud. In the mud is not the phrase on one of our cue cards today. It's not in the mud. No, Baz1 says no echo chambers. And no, equally, that isn't the phrase on there today.
That's good. That's a good one.
It's a good one here. Shy Havertz. Shy Havertz isn't the phrase on the card today either. It's not Shy Havertz either. Hazard is a Hazard is a better footballer. It's gone now. Hazard is a better player. Mo Salah more effective or more efficient. Yeah, I think that's true. One is a better player, one is more efficient. So which would you pick? It's based on those two things. Smash the like button. No, that's not the phrase. That isn't the phrase. Oh, hang on a minute. Monster says rattled, bruv. That isn't the phrase, but we do have our first winner of the day. Don Will Fernandez gets it right with you can't really see it because of the lighting, but it's let me finish. It's let me finish. If you're a regular on the football terrace, you know what that means.
Hold tight, Alex, fam. Hold tight, Alex.
Hold tight, Alex. We've got to get shirts, maybe. Let me finish. Don Will, you have been added into the prize draw this week. Remember, there are still two more today. There are still two more phrases that you can pick today. One of them is about a manager. One of them is about a Premier League striker, to give you a bit of a nuance there. But just before we go to, do you know what we're going to do? I'm going to go back to, just quickly, to Neil's comment. Do you think Jose knows how to motivate the modern day player?
No. And this has been my argument for a while now. It's Jose Mourinho. The reason why he's struggling is something that is not his fault, partly in terms of the way footballers become, the way football players are, the way society is as general is changed, and he is failing to adapt to that. It's not his fault that players have turned into the kind of players they are, a bit softer, a bit more respond to more love than necessarily discipline. That's not his fault. What I have my gripe with Jose is when it comes to this question is you are choosing not to adapt. You are choosing not to adapt. You could easily bring in an assistant coach or a coaching team that helps your deficiencies. And then you could also maybe, you know what, instead of blasting someone in the media, let me just keep my mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Or praise them in a way that they didn't expect to get them on side. But again, he's choosing not to do that. And many people say, oh yeah, but the players need to adapt. The players need to change. But there's 24 of them compared to the one. You know what I mean? So for me, he just kind of that's it. He's not adapting to the times, and that's one of his biggest downfalls.
And I agree. Marwan King here in the comment section with a super chat says Salah would do a better job at Madrid than a fit Hazard, and he hasn't been fit. He's been a little bit, but yeah, he's been out way. Listen, that's a interesting comment there from Marwan King. Thank you. Wow, loads more super chats. But before we do those super chats, we're going to get our first caller of the day on via the amazing Fan Cred app. You'll learn more about that very, very soon. We're going to get Igal on the show. He'll be with us momentarily. He's going to get put on now in just a few seconds. I can't wait. He wants to speak Bruno Fernandes. Here he is. He's here to speak Bruno Fernandes. What's going on? What's going on, bro?
I'm good, man. I just want to talk about Bruno. I want to say, you know, I changed my mind a little while ago, and I said, you know what? I was originally saying Kevin De Bruyne was better than Bruno, but what Bruno Fernandes has done at Manchester United since he's been at Manchester United is absolutely amazing. He's taken his form from the Portuguese league and come over here and completely set the league on fire. Manchester United this year alone, he has 15 goals. That's about, and he has 10 assists. That's 1 assist away from Harry Kane and 2 goals away from Mo Salah. He would be leading the league in goals and assists. Right now, he's currently second in goals and assists. In addition to that, he also has over 50% of your goal contributions in when you combine his goals and his assists. And I just want to name some of these performances that he's had. The man is absolutely on fire. I don't know how anyone can say anyone else is a better player than the man. Just look at the Brighton game. Assist. First Tottenham got a goal. Just Newcastle the other day, just a little while ago, he got an assist and a goal. When you go to PSG, even in the Champions League, got a goal. The Everton game got 2 goals and an assist when Ollie's job was on the line. Like, I don't know what more this guy has to do for people to say, yo, he's not only one of the best players in the league, but probably one of the best midfielders in the world. And in the Premier League this season, there's only a couple of people you can name that have been performing as good as him. Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, even Kevin De Bruyne before he got injured. But he's head and shoulders above all of them. He's not a striker, but he's putting up striker numbers. He's not the only man in the world that can put up these numbers. People talk about Messi and Ronaldo. He's putting up those type of numbers. People need to put respect on his name, man. And this is coming from an Arsenal fan.
You man, and that's the thing. You man, I'm not trying to be salty, but you man wish you had Bruno. Like when rival fans are saying that Bruno Fernandes, I wish I had him in my team. That's when you know. That's when you know the man's levels.
Yeah.
That's when you know the man's levels.
Yeah. And so much what you said there, Gal, I agree with. When it comes to Bruno, there are things that he still needs to improve on. So I would like slightly better ball retention in games. I would like some more contributions in some of the games against the top six this year. That's it. You know, he has scored against Liverpool, scored the winner in a massive FA Cup tie. He scored goals against big European teams. And in terms of the actual top six this season, his performance against West Ham in the league was pretty good. He scored and assisted in the game against Leicester, who are currently third in the league. So it's not like he hasn't done anything. And equally, people, you know, he created a goal against City last year when we played them. It isn't like in the last 12 months, he hasn't done things in those games. But I think for me, the biggest telltale sign that he's one of the best, if not the best player, is the fact that people keep moving those goalposts. People keep changing their tune on what makes him one of the best players. And for me, that's the standout element to it for me. And yes, you can say KDB is better technically than people can say, Grealish is more creative. But we're talking overall here. And it's like the Mo Salah Hazard debate. Of course, there are going to be elements of both their games that outweigh the other. But the question is, which of the two would you pick? Which one do you think is best based on everything being equal? And before we end this call with Gal, of the two, Mo Salah or I've got his name, Eden Hazard, which of the two are you picking if you only have the choice
For
of
me,
one?
it's Mo Salah. And I thought if Mo Salah was to win another Premier League, he's in my mind, based on his goals and his goal contributions for Liverpool and what he's put in based on his outputs, if he had a couple more trophies, he'd be clear Eden Hazard legacy-wise in the Premier League, and he'd have a better legacy than him. It's just the only thing Eden Hazard has over him is those league titles. If Liverpool were to win another 2 league titles, you could say Mo Salah's up there with one of the best in the Premier League.
Or another Champions League, and he'll have 2 of them to his name, no doubt. Listen, Igal, thank you very much for joining us on the show today, mate. We'll speak to you again soon. Thank you. Remind everyone who's watching, if you hit the green fan line button on the FanCred app, you'll be able to call in and have your say. Igal, thank you. We'll have another guest on very soon. We have some more super chats here. Makavia says Firmino goals. Now, that isn't one of the phrases. Harry Kane is overrated, is what Monsieur Ahmed said. No, that isn't it here. A comment from Daniel says, with Salah at goals of 95% per 90 minutes played, your team efficiency is 1 up every game. Which is true. That's the point. Like, if he's creating a goal nearly every game, it gives your team a 1-goal advantage no matter what's going on in a game. So I didn't even look at it that way. But that's what it means. Ryan says fluid football, social style of play. That isn't the key word that we're looking for. But that's a really, really good guess. World-class PE teacher, let me finish. World-class and PE teacher are not the phrases. One's about a manager and one is about a Premier League striker. Okay, so get your super chats in and let us know what you think they are. I'm going to the prize draw to win a secret shirt package. They're amazing. You get a shirt. The one I'm going to order them. I'm going to send them to you. You're going to go into the prize draw on Friday. Next on the show, we're going to have Mohammed. We're going to get Mohammed on the show. Audio only, but let's get Mohammed on to see what he's got to say. Hang on a sec. There we go. Mohammed, welcome to the Terrace.
What about Bruno Fernandez. Yeah, he's doing really good and putting up all these numbers. But I think the next thing he has to show is, like, can he win a Champions League? Can he win a Premier League? Can he win a Europa League, FA Cup, something like that, to elevate him up to be, like, one of the best players of all time, that kind of thing.
My question to that is, I feel like he would want that too as well. But is it up to him alone to get those cups, or is it as Manchester United as a team to get those trophies? Because Bruno Fernandes can only do so much for this Manchester United team.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose, because given the current situation. But that's the other thing is as well, like, you would have to go to another team if that's the case then to achieve that kind of thing.
Do you know what I would say is this? If he was a boxer or an MMA fighter, he'd be world champion. It is about, you are right, actually. That's one of my biggest fears as a Man United fan. If we don't start to win trophies and major ones, he will leave. He is too good. I would have the same energy for Bruno as I do for Harry Kane. Can't finish your career with no major trophies because it will put a dampener. No matter how good you are as a baller, you need those. It's why I loved Matt Letizia as a player when I was a kid. And he's probably happy that he stayed at Southampton his whole career. Not me. I'm disappointed. I met him once and I told him, he was at an after dinner event with my dad, and I told him, you were mad for not leaving. And I said, he should have gone. He could have played for any team in the Prem, Matt Letizia. He was a baller. Listen, Mohammed, thank you very much for coming on and having your say, mate. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Zaza with a super chat here says, Sir Dr. Marcus Rashford. That isn't the phrase, but what a great guess. That might be one soon. I love that. We have some more super chats here. Let's go to this one here from Baz1, who says the special one. It's not that. AV says, but this is a great one, but it isn't true. He says bangers and mash Boas.
Oh, no, man. I was hoping you'd fit that.
But it isn't bangers and mash Boas. The special one, it's not. The Podfather says he did, KJ. Jose brought in the whole backroom staff from Lille, who 2 years ago were heralded for being attacking. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's for attacking management, though. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's not trying to be attacking. I'm talking about the way he treats the players. But hey.
Absolutely. Next on the line, David is with us. Man like David, the Mount agenda continues. He's going to be on the Football Terrace. Keep your super chats coming. Somebody's actually got one of the phrases right, but it isn't a super chat. So I'm just putting that out there right now. And it's not Bambi Abraham. It's not Bambi Abraham.
Pick my phrases, Terry. Damn it.
I'm doing fine.
David's here. How you doing, mate?
Bro, I'm
what is that angle?
Because I'm used to doing it on my laptop. I've now gone to my phone. So
yeah, stick to your phone, brother. I'm tired of small David, fam. I'm tired of it.
What are you here to talk about?
Obviously.
Cool. Right. So how are you feeling about it? I know earlier on today you said you were nervous about it. What kind of team do you think Tuchel's going to go with? And how are you feeling about the game now, only sort of 2.5 hours out?
I think that's the standard. Mendy obviously in goal. Christensen hopefully instead of Zuma, because Zuma's not, his offensive awareness is actually awful. Rudiger's going to be at left centre back, and Ashley's going to be at right centre back. Hopefully Adoy plays right wing back. I think he might go with Chilwell instead of Marcos Alonso, just for a bit more defensive stability. In the midfield, Jorginho Kovacic. That for me is our best midfield by far. It's our best midfield. Then when it gets to the attacking bit, Mason Mount's going to start. He is going to start. I can't. I don't want him to, but he's going to start. But instead, the pain. I'm going to go with Werner and Havertz up top. I want to see whether can Mason Mount and Kai Havertz work like that. Is that it, like him being a false nine and hopefully and connecting with Werner? Could that be a way we could attack and get at Atletico Madrid? Hopefully.
Isn't it too early for him to come back and play his first game back and be Atletico Madrid?
Is Tammy Abraham, right? And Olivier Giroud, right? No. Giroud. Okay, Giroud is weird because since Tuchel's come in, he hasn't actually played well. He's just scored 8. He's just scored that one goal. That's it.
Yeah, but against Atletico Madrid, a team who's defensively sound, you're going to need his link-up play. You're going to need his flick-ons. You're going to need his movement in the box and his finishing. I know. Okay, Bambi Abrahams. Yeah, we won't rely on him. But you can't throw Kai Havertz into this game when he hasn't played for a while and be like, by the way, go play false nine for us. You know what I mean?
Not? He can do it.
Because it's about easing players in. Like he's just come from injury and he's been struggling in the Prem already. Throwing him in the Champions League ain't gonna happen.
Okay, If I had,
Yes, you do. You have Giroud.
No, but that's part of the problem, not part of the solution here. And we got to find a way to break this thing down.
Oh, you've got also you can play 3-4-3. You've got Cho, you've got Pulisic, you've got Ziyech, you've got players that can do something. You don't have to play
as well. So there's that. Ziyech. Okay,
fair enough.
Ziyech can't. Ziyech is so bad. Ziyech, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, what happened to him?
He cannot.
What's happened to
take
him?
A touch anymore.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what he's doing. He can't even take a touch.
Do you know what I love about the Ziyech thing, right? With Ziyech, it's like, or Ziyech. What I love about it is people are telling me in the summer he's going to come in and he will outperform Bruno Fernandes or match what Bruno Fernandes has done. Ziyech for me is struggling in the same way that Donny is struggling, in the same way that Thiago Alcantara is struggling. They've come to the Prem. It's faster, and I'm not talking players run faster. I'm talking it's faster in terms of ball movement and play, and it's just more physical. And what was the quote from Timo Werner
a
few days ago? That KJ,
everyone is like 6 foot tall and big and strong, even the defenders. So
yeah. He said he got a reality check.
And it's the physical side of the Premier League that makes it hard for these players. It's just a wake up call. And I remember similar thing in the fight game I was in. I remember me and a few guys. We were fighting at a good level, and we got invited to go and train at this elite school in Holland, and Holland are massive for K1, Thai boxing, kickboxing. And we went and trained and did a session. I remember we went back to the hotel after the first evening training session, and everyone's like, "How do you find it?" And I was like, I basically said I want to go home to my mum. Like the level, they were all just bigger, stronger, faster, fitter. But it just took time to adapt to like training and competing at that level. And you can do it, but it's about determination. What's your score prediction tonight, David?
That's more hope than
1-1. And and I hear you. And on our other talking points tonight, is Bruno Fernandes the best current player in the Premier League?
He's not. He's very good. He's very good, but he's not. I always go Kevin De Bruyne over him personally.
But I'm calling
as Terry says, if I've got one spot left in my midfield, who am I going to be taking? I'm taking Kevin De Bruyne, right? So, like, I feel like Bruno is very good, right? He does need to win because he's going to get into the stage a bit like my favorite quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, where even though he's more talented than Tom Brady, he hasn't won anything. No, Terry, if you know your American football, Aaron Rodgers is far more talented than Tom Brady. However,
let it go.
He's a winner. So like
he's also say the words. He's the GOAT.
Whatever, right? He's not my GOAT though. He's not my GOAT. He's
don't give me that my GOAT nonsense.
He's got obviously like actually winning to his game. Winning matches is cool, but he's got to win a trophy of some sort. And again, I just think it's not that it's not sustainable. I just think I've seen more of Kevin De Bruyne, so I'll just back him for now. But it's not like it's set in stone. Kevin De Bruyne is better.
Yeah, listen, I don't mind people having an opinion.
Mad, for Man U like stats and outputs, David does not like Bruno Fernandes. I think all it is, I think my man took that corner and having the guy's big head sunk Chelsea. I think that's what it is. He's just got an agenda,
I really
bro.
like Bruno, but I just like De Bruyne more. I can't lie, like I do.
And on the final question, who are you picking? Salah or Eden Hazard? Which of the two was the best Premier League player?
But I'm completely biased. I'm completely biased.
Yeah, I hear you on that. David, thank you very much for coming on, mate. We'll speak to you after the Chelsea game tonight, live on the Football Terrace. Take care, buddy. See you later, mate. Everybody that's tuning in, smash the like button first and foremost right now. Hit that like button. Share the stream across your social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, all your WhatsApp groups. I always say this, if everyone tuning in got one friend to watch and everyone hit the like button, we'd be trending. We've got some more comments here. Zaza says, Bambi Abraham, no, that isn't one of the key words. Gabonese Vardy, that isn't one of the key words. Oh, we have a winner. We have another winner that's going to be going into the prize draw. I want to make sure nobody else put it in first. This is from Mohammed, who says, Hendandinho, manager, Tapas Pulas, or Don Carlo. No, that isn't one. But we do have a winner that's going to go into the prize draw. It's Fight Farm, who says Finding Nemo. It was Finding Timo. Sorry, not Finding Nemo. Finding Timo is there. So there's one left, and this is manager based. Get your super chats in now. Get yourself into the prize draw to win a secret shirt. Get that done now. We just had another super chat come in.
Oh,
go on, mate.
I figured out what the manager one is. I've got it in my head.
It's so obvious. Hazard since 2012, chances created first, dribbling completed first, duels won first, fouls won first, most goal contributions first, you can't have most goal contributions. That's impossible. Man of the match, only Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo have more in the last decade than Zard.
Cool.
And Zard's amazing. Absolutely. But I'm picking my team. I'm playing in the Premier League. I can't, you've got to convince me why I'm going to pick a guy who creates an opportunity 60% of the time versus one who does it 95% of the time. You know, if I'm picking a salesman for my team, this guy closes 95% of his deals. This dude makes better presentations. He speaks better, dresses better, better haircut, but he closes 60% of his deals. I'm picking the 95 guy. Substance over style every single day of the week, twice on a Sunday. That's how winning is done in life. It's as simple as that. Harry said Finding Timo as well, but he got it in second. I'm so sorry, mate. You can't go into that. Don Will Fernandez says tactical masterclass. No, that's not what it is. Baz says Pep Fraudiola or PE teacher. No, Baz, that isn't the managerial keyword on the show. Everyone keep smashing that like and that share button. Next, remind people, if they want to come on, download the Fan Cred app. Just search it in your app store. Find the Football Terrace stream. You can watch the stream on there, and then you just press the green fan live button, and it pushes you through. Thomas is on the show next with us here at the Football Terrace to have his say. Wait for Thomas to come through. We'll get him on the air. Fan Cred. Is it Fan Cred or Fan Creed? Have I been saying it wrong?
Fan Cred, Terry.
It is Cred. Yeah, I didn't say Creed. Someone wrote Fan Creed in there. We've got Thomas with us. Thomas, what do you want to talk about, mate?
Bruno. I think he's.
What do you want to say, brother?
Best player in the league. I think Jack Grealish. I think he's the second. Is just better. Just overall. Jack Grealish is just better. Just overall.
Are you also getting feedback there, Terry?
No. I'm hearing it clear.
Okay, that's just me. Okay, continue on. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. So Jack Grealish, best player in the league in your opinion? So better than Bruno, better than KDB, better than Salah, 100%. Better than Rashford. Why? Like, explain why though. What is he doing that no one else?
I don't think anybody else could do that. Like his ball carrying, the way he carries his team, his chance creation, his output has gone up this year. Now Dean Smith's improved and his team's improved, and he's been the major part of that.
That's fair enough. You know, everyone knows on this channel how much, like, obviously, I've got an affinity to Aston Villa being from Birmingham, and also how much I love Jack Grealish. Like, the man's a baller. Definitely bring him to the theatre. But to say that, you know what it is, yeah? I'll back it. You know, after Bruno Fernandes. After Bruno Fernandes, I'll back it.
Again, you know, like if someone says KDB's better, I lose no sleep over that because KDB's amazing. The same as if somebody picks Zard over Mo Salah. I care in the sense of I think what's better, as long as you've got good rationale. Jack Grealish this season, 5th in the league for most goal contributions outside of penalties, with 6 goals, 10 assists, and 5 contributions in the build-up outside of assists. So that's 5 additional build-ups he's involved with where he didn't get the assist. Only Kane, Rashford, Son, and Bruno Fernandes have more. Can you imagine a Jackie Grealish in a Man United team, in a Man City team? The boy would be oozing. I'm
sorry, Villa fans. He's got to go. He's got to leave. Talking about not winning things and being too good. Jack Grealish. I know Villa are on the up, and you know you might be potentially getting Europe if they hold down the fort while you're injured. But if they don't hit Europe this season, bruv, go and get that taste of Europe that you want. Go get that taste of silver there we know you want, bruv. Do it and do it at Man United, please.
It's so true. Listen, Thomas, thank you very much for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it. Thank you. I would love eye test. I've DM'd you, showing you where you can get the app so you can call in. Get on the show, eye test. I really want to hear from you. Zaza here with a super chat says football. I'm not going to say the second word because of where we're streaming on today. But no, that isn't it, Zaza. It isn't that. Baz1 says Big Sam. No, that isn't the phrase or the manager we're looking for here. Phil, no, it isn't Jurgen Klopp. One in Le Million. I like that. And that's a really good YouTube name. It says System Manager. No, it's not System Manager. Keep the super chats coming. Get them in right now to go into the prize draw. A big shout out as well to one of our sponsors today, Manscaped. You can still get 20% off all of their products. The link is in our description below. Keep your kiwis nice and smooth, nice and fresh, especially with lockdown coming to an end. As I said earlier, the world's going to go mental. The world's going to go mad when that happens, and you need fresh kiwis to have the best time possible, I think. Anyway, that's me. Tonight's game, Cage. What's your head saying?
I think Bayern Munich will definitely beat Lazio tonight. No. On a real. It's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good tactical game. I don't expect this shootout, this end-to-end thing that you saw with like a Man United and Sociedad. It will literally be very tactical, very tight, very compact in the play, and I feel like Atletico will come through in the end. Chelsea right now are good at keeping the ball, good at retaining possession, but they're lacking that cutting edge, that final ball to set someone through and a clean on goal. And you can't do that. It's hard enough to do that against Atletico Madrid anyway. Even when you are firing, even when you are like on top form, it's hard to do that anyway. So against them now, they are shaky right now in terms of form and players being out. COVID's hit them hard and some key players are out, but they're still a ridiculously well-drilled team. Simeone knows what he's doing. They're one of the best attacking forces in Europe right now as well. So I feel like Atletico Madrid will come out on top into today, and I'm probably going to say a 2-0 because at the end of the day, is Mendy really better than Kepa? So...
Listen, I hear you. I kind of want Chelsea to do it. One, I'm a big fan of Thomas Tuchel, and I want to see that his football works. That's the football fan in me. The Man United fan, I want Atty to smash him. Plus, we haven't had Kendall on the show for a while, smiling and beaming. Yeah. I mean, so it would just be typical that Atty having their best season in the Liga for a while. She's obviously suffering as a Newcastle fan, but her second team, which I'll just about allow her to have. I know no, because listen, I'm an old man.
You just said you wanted Chelsea to win, my brother. You can't really be chatting right now.
That's a football fan thing. She supports another team. I'm going to start accepting more with open arms. And I'm saying open arms a lot because I've been listening to a lot of the Journey recently. Listen to Journey, great band, great song. Heard it on the Cobra Kai series. I fell in love with the band. Never heard of Journey before. Then I find out they're the ones that Don't Stop Believing. And I'm
the most overrated song in history, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it because it was on, what was that thing called Glee, right? And I didn't like it. And then I heard Journey sing it and I was like, oh, it's a rock song. That's all right then. But anyway, I digress somewhat. What was I saying? About, yes, I don't mind people wearing other club shirts anymore. I've decided. No, because I've got, do you know what it is in life, right? Sometimes in life, you've got to listen to the kids, and you lot are all kids compared to me. I know I look young and fresh, slick. You know what I mean? I'm wearing a baggy t-shirt, I've got a cap on, like I look cool.
Terry makes 55 look absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I look good. No grey hair yet, but I'm gonna get with the times. If youngsters want to wear another shirt from another club from another country, I'm gonna be cool with that. Supporting two teams, I have to draw the line.
Listen. On Kendall's behalf, because she's vice captain of Vibes FC on my show, and it's so. She says she supports Newcastle and follows Atletico Madrid. She doesn't support them. She follows them. Well, take that how you want to win it. Like, what? Hold tight, Kendall.
Florian, I'm only messing. Matthew here, but yeah, I want that to happen. But I think Atty are going to win tonight. You can phone in via, as I said, the Fan Cred app. We've got Hakim Wright who's coming on. He wants to talk about Salah versus Zard. Matthew, by the way, Coogan, it's not Fat Frank. It's not Fat Frank. Keep the super chats coming, people, to enter the prize draw. Hakeem's going to be here in just a few moments' time. And Winter Surfer, it's not Tapas Pulas. It's not Fraudiola. It's not Brucey Ball. That's three
How's it
guesses
going,
for
guys?
one. Hakeem's with us. How you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Have you got earbuds in? And the sound works on here. And that's amazing.
My days.
That is
Come on now.
Yeah.
We love to see
earbuds
it.
work. Earbuds work, ladies and gentlemen. If you watch the football terrace long enough, you realize that for our normal streamers, earbuds go like that. Yes, and you're here to talk Zard versus Salah. Who would you pick and why?
Three reasons. Here's how I decide, like, who's a better player. Just me. The stats, the eye test, and the fear factor. As a United fan, when we were playing Chelsea, Eden Hazard on the team sheet, I was shitting myself. I'm like, cool. We play against Mo Salah. Ashley Young has marked him out the game. Luke Shaw, even though he did score the other day, but it was in a loss. So he's more inevitable, but Eden Hazard in his prime was different level. Remember, we played them twice one season, and Jose employed Ander Herrera to mark him out the game. That's the type of... He only did it once.
And he only could do it right once
so
as well.
That's just my criteria. Yeah. And obviously, Hazard's a different type of winger to Salah. Like, Salah's a more goal-scoring winger. But the numbers, he has the numbers as well. But I just give it to Eden Hazard based on the fear factor. But as of right now, you can't complain that Mo Salah isn't already a Premier League legend. Like, you can't argue that fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, his numbers are there and he's ever present. He plays every game, you know, but I just think Eden Hazard in his prime was just different. Like, he was just different.
Nah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Especially Mo Salah has broken records as well. Let's not act like he hasn't. He got that amazing record when he first came to the Premier League. Also, by the way, that shirt, dope, man. The Z Fighters versus the Ginyu Force, my brother. I see you, my friend. I see you.
What is that?
Dragon Ball Z.
See, do you know what I love about YouTube, right? It's the first time in my life that I've socialized with geeks, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Terry, let's not act like you ain't you're a secret nerd, my brother. You stats, numbers. My boys are all my boys I grew up with comics and like, you know, I'm not gonna, no spoilers here, but obviously something was revealed in WandaVision the other day, right? Yeah.
All my friends were like, yeah, we knew that. So how did you know it? And they went, blah, 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 blah from the comics. I'm like, yeah, I didn't read comic books, you see. I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z, but I got my guilty pleasures. Like, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. Do you know what I mean? I love EastEnders.
So I got my love men wiggling their sticks around, isn't it? That's what it is, isn't it, Terry?
Oh, Harry Potter. I was like,
you have to think then.
Wow.
You have to double check.
KJ there? What was KJ with us? I can't believe it. Listen, Hakeem, you made a good point there. On the other thing we're talking about today, Bruno Fernandes, is he right now the best player in the Premier League?
As a United fan, I'm going to say yes. But I think I think he right now is having the biggest impact on, I'd say, any of the other top 6 teams. Obviously, Harry Kane. But to see what he's done so far, like, don't get me wrong. There are times when, you know, early on, he kind of gave me Mkhitaryan vibes in a sense where he wouldn't perform well, but then he'd show up with 2 assists, which is good. But then it overshadowed a lot of the games itself. But you can't take away his impact on the game. And what I like about him, which is different from Pogba and some of the other players that we have, he had to get it out the mud. Like, people didn't know about Bruno Fernandes. Like, he failed at Udinese. He failed at, I think, Sampdoria as well. Then went to Portugal and, you know, found his way there. So him coming to United, it was like, yo, I've seen tough times. So now I'm here. I'm just going to do it. Whereas Pogba, throughout his career, has always been talked about as the best. So that bar and that ceiling has been so high for him throughout his career. He's never seen a time where it's like, yo, this is tough. I really need to, I'm not going to say earn his way to where he's been, because he has, all these players have. But Bruno has seen those times and he's just like, yo, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to do what I do best, and I'm going to keep doing what I do. And I respect him for that. Like, I really, really respect him for that.
No, I hear you on that, bro. Listen, Akeem, thank you very much for coming on and having your say great points articulated as ever, mate. Speak to you again soon. Everyone's talking EastEnders in here now. Ram in the comments says Harry Potter was just a rip-off of Star Wars. I mean, most good versus evil movies and things are pretty much the same.
Yeah, basically, they're all rip-offs of the Bible anyway. So let's keep moving. The original action book.
That movie. Christian here with a super chat says Trophy Mourinho. That isn't the point. Jose bin something. Jose bin so-and-so. I can't say the rest of that word on here. No, again, that isn't the phrase we're looking for. Keep your super chat.
I think I've got it.
Keep smashing that like button for us right about now. We're going to see you backstage in a moment and coming on the show next when the producer lets us know. You can phone in via FanCred. What's it? Someone says everyone's talking that. The chat's now changed. It's moved into Harry Potter conversation and all.
All right, listen. While we're there, I'm just gonna say it. Harry Potter. I haven't read the books, so I'm not talking about the books. As a series of what it is, I don't rate it highly. Goblet of Fire and Prisoner of Azkaban, two of the best films. The rest of them are ass. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Doctor Strange is better. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Doctor Strange is better. He is.
Baz one, it's not Jose the clown. I mean, you could call KJ a clown right now after those comments about
listen, I don't care.
about my guy Harry Potter. But there we go. Do you know what's interesting? What also stood out to me when I was doing the Bruno Fernandez research earlier? You can see that the stats, we put them out on the Twitter page earlier, is that Rashford has 23 goal contributions in the league this year. Only one behind Bruno, same as Harry Kane up there. When's Rashford going to start to get the respect he deserves? I also went and looked on transfer market. And when you put in forwards this season, in terms of goal contributions in the top 4 leagues in Europe, only Messi by 1, Son by 1, Haaland, Kane, and Lewandowski have more goal contributions than Rashford, and only Son as a left-sided winger inside forward and has more goal contributions, and only Messi from a right-handed side point of view. That literally, there's 2 players in the world that play inside forward that have got more goal contributions, and that's 1 extra, and a couple of world-class out there strikers. When do you think Rashford is eventually going to get the respect and credit that he deserves?
Until he plays on a manager that's not called Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think one of the reasons why that people are backing on him so much right now is because of the manager that he plays under and the fact that he's thriving under said manager. If he was under a Poch, a Nagelsmann, a Klopp, a Pep, we would all love him because we believe in the manager forming him into what he is. People love him for his off-field stuff, but you see how quick that's just gone away. You see how quick the love has gone away now that that's not the news. Now it's back to the football. People are quick to get on his back. The kid with Bruno have been our best 2 players this season. The way that people get onto them is mad. I know people want more from him. I would love more from him as well. I want more from him too. But the first thing people do, if he misses chances, he should have done this, he should have done that. Why isn't that? Oh, you see, he's not good enough. But when you got certain people who are not performing, who are not getting the goals, who are missing open goals, good job, man. Like, I just try harder. I just want the energy to be the same for Marcus Rashford. He deserves more than what he gets.
I agree. And people go on about decision making. Oh, we could do it better. It's like, bruv. So these better players that play under better managers with better systems in better teams are not outperforming him. Yet you think we could. I understand the notion that if a better manager came in with a better system, we would all improve. Rashford would only then go on to the next level. It shows how good Rashford is that 2 seasons running, he has been astounding. By the way, at 22 and 23, every other player that's above him in that list, barring Haaland, which is a phenom, look how old Son is compared. Son's late 20s, Messi 30s, Kane and Lewandowski late 20s and 30s. Like when you look at under 20, he's the best performing under 23-year-old inside forward in Europe and in one of the top leagues. And Mbappe is classed as a centre forward in the stats that they put out on Transfer Market. But if you include Mbappe in it, then he's second. Like they're not better than him. No one is better than him. And there's the coach go get better. Who? There isn't anyone that's also signable. You can't go and take Raheem Sterling. There's no way you're getting Sane, even if you think Sane is better. Who is actually available in the world market? It's another question for the audience that we could actually sign who is legitimately better. In my view, there is no one.
Yeah, this kind of goes into the Hazard debate as well. They want someone who's more aesthetically pleasing on the left-hand side. That player could probably get away with not scoring as many goals as Rashford. But because he looks nice, because the way what man, yeah, the people are like, we have Itis come on here and say, he doesn't dribble enough. One of his best attributes Marcus Rashford had is his dribbling, the way he can put players on the floor, the way he can cut inside, outside really quickly. If that was a different player who could do it maybe a bit smoother than him, maybe does a few more step overs, they would say if they were playing at that level, they'll say he's world class.
Well,
because it's Rashford, they're not saying.
In what you said as well. So another thing, what does he do when he's not scoring? Well, 6 assists in the Premier League, yes. But when you look at contributions in build-up to goals, no attacking player, there isn't an attacking player in terms of who plays as a striker or as an inside forward in the Premier League this season that's been involved in more build-ups to goals. Outside, if you remind us the assists and the goals themselves, he's got 8. Like Bruno Fernandez has 6. Son 4. Kane just 1. Grealish 5. So what else does he do other than this? Well, he's involved in the build-up play. He's scoring and he's creating. His dribbling has improved. His passing has improved. Yeah, of course, there are areas that you could want him to be better in. But the way the criticism of Rashford is, it's never just, I love him, he's great. I'd love him to improve these areas as well. It's always, don't rate him because this one thing isn't what I want. It's really weird. We've got Abs on the line next. Abs is a Chelsea fan and he wants to talk about Eden Hazard. We're going to get him on to have he say as well. Make sure you're smashing those like and those share buttons. And Zaza, no, it isn't Jose Bin somewhere either. Keep your super chats coming to guess the last one, the last name on the back of these homemade cards by Lady Freya. It is, should I reveal it? Oh, there is. Maybe freeze it. Maybe if you want to go back and pause, you might see it quick. It is there. We've got Abs on the show with us now. Abs, what do you want to say?
The whole Hazard Salah debate, the way I put it is that the solution is which one do you class as a match winner in terms of who do you think was, more responsible for the iconic moments? Who's the guy who scored against Crystal Palace to win us the league in 2015? Who's the guy who scored the equaliser against Spurs, which won Leicester the league? Who's the guy who's, brought some of the best moments that football's ever seen? One of the most technically gifted footballers the Premier League has ever seen. In terms of, obviously, yes, numbers and history will probably say Mo Salah was a better footballer than him. But the reality is that if you look at it from an eye test perspective, and I know you may hate me saying this, but it's just a case of, the visual appearance. And also, it's not like he wasn't putting up any numbers. He was still putting up good numbers in the league as well. But he was also, someone you could rely on in the real clutch moments. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah. Are you insinuating that Mo Salah isn't clutch?
Yeah, pretty much. And also, one thing that needs
Hazard's
to be
more
added,
clutch.
Obviously, Eden Hazard did play in a good team and 2 league title winning teams. But after that, Eden Hazard had to carry a rubbish Chelsea team on his back for nearly 2 years. And, he carried us to a Europa League final. He tried his best to do what he could under Antonio Conte. Whereas Mo Salah, since he's been in the league, has always been in a good team, apart from this season. And that's a fact. So, that's where, you have to look at it from.
So based on that logic, that means that Bruno is better than KDB then?
Okay.
So all the people agreeing with that logic. So if you're carrying a team, that means you're better than someone doing well in a brilliant team. Then Bruno's clear of KDB. Cool.
Yeah,
I listen. I love that.
Abs, how about this though? What about, because Liverpool weren't always amazing. Mo Salah, when he first came in, they only really got that defensive solidity because of Van Dijk, and that happened in January. That was a process that he was a part of. So he was also carrying a Liverpool team.
The whole point that as I mentioned, Hazard did it for 2 years, and let's remember who he was playing with. He had Morata, Giroud, Willian, who's that idiot who used to play for us? What was his name? Ross Barkley, and some other. There were some other midfielders who else? You had Christensen, Rudiger, all these donkeys in our team, and Hazard was the one match winner apart from Kante. Salah even from the 17-18 season, the first 6 months, fair enough. You only really had him and Mane. But after that, you had him, Van Dijk, even Firmino started racking up the numbers. Wijnaldum was doing bits as well at the time. So, yeah, it's not like he was playing in a dead team. He was putting up numbers in a good team from 2018 onwards. Hazard. No.
So the answer is no. He's never been in a bad Liverpool team.
That's right.
And he's been great still. He's been great still. But listen, Abs, thank you very much for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate it. Good, articulate points made. Thank you.
Terry, where have you gone?
I'm here.
I can't see you.
I can see myself. I'm still on the stream. Producers, if you're watching, KJ can't see me, but I am here. I can see myself, and I can see the YouTube stream, so I know it's all coming through okay. So that's the most important bit.
Can you see me?
Yeah, okay, cool. It's just a connection thing. Yeah, we're going to get some more callers on. I know there's more people backstage. iTest reckons he's going to come through very, very soon as well. I can't wait to hear from him today. Keep your super chats coming. There's one more football terrace phrase to guess here. Homemade cards by Lady Freya. Is it Zayn? I think it might be Zayn is on meant to be on next. It's Zayn or Zaid who's coming through next on the show. iTest says he called. I don't know. And just wait there. The way it works is someone will answer your call. You go backstage and a young man called Cameron will chat to you. Don't be freaked out. It's got an American accent. You're through to the right place. Zaid, is it Zaid or Zayn? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, he's not going to talk.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, hi. Yes, bro. What do you want to say?
Oh,
he's gone. Yeah, connection wasn't very good. We'll move on to the next person.
Terry's back.
Oh, Alex is. Can you hear me now? Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see
okay,
you.
cool. Good. Terry, I think Rashford is a top 10 inside forward in the world, but I think United fans have an obsession with non-English phenomenal players, but forget what situation United are in. I would take him at City, is what Bison Beast has said. A lot of people rate him. A lot of people rate Rashford outside of Manchester, and a lot of Man United fans rate Rashford.
Yeah.
Let's be absolutely honest. We said it the other day. If any other inside forward, if Mane tomorrow night was to, or whenever he plays next, if Pulisic nuts somebody, twines someone up, and then puts a ball into the bottom corner and a goal, everyone's going to go crazy for it. Rashford does it, and everybody's sort of like, worrying and crying. And
one of my things I say about Rashford is like, is he someone Man United can build with him? For the people that say we need to get rid of him or put him on the bench for whoever, Adama Traore, is he someone that Manchester United can build with in the team? And the answer is yes. He's got the mentality, he's got the desire, he's got the work rate, he's got the talent, he's got all of that. So why would you want to get rid of him? Why would you want him benched when we can help him get better even more, when he can develop even more? Remember, he's 23 doing this now. Wait until we see a 26, 27-year-old Rashford with maybe that captain's armband around his arm. What would he do then? Like give the boy some time, man. He's not finished yet. He's not the finished article. I'm not saying he's world class. Like he's not there yet. but he's on the road to become there. So let him be on that road. It's like you expect. It's like you're expecting a car to go from London to Scotland on half a tank of petrol. He needs to get that other part before you even start to say he can't get there. He can get there.
No, I agree. And listen, it doesn't mean I don't see the problems with Rashi. It doesn't mean I don't see the mistakes that he makes, because of course he does. But it's just, I find it astronomical that the level of stick that he gets. And I understand that people don't necessarily stats this, stats that, red tear, but they are important. They are important. We've got David on the line next. David's here to talk about Eden Hazard and Mo Salah. David's going to be joining us in just a few seconds' time. Going to be back here with us chatting about this. Rashford is a GOAT, is what Julian says in the comment.
Oh, relax. Relax.
I mean, listen, he's. I wouldn't call him the best in the world. I still refrain from calling him world class, even though he's at the top echelon now. It becomes a consistency thing now. But, if he starts, he's tracking towards 27, 28 goals this year. For an inside forward, that's phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. In one of the top 4 leagues as well. Like, man ain't doing it in Holland. It's not Holland or France or Portugal he's doing this in, or Belgium. He's doing this in the Prem. David, welcome to the Football Terrace Live. What do you want to say?
Hazard is more appetizing on the ball compared to Salah. I think where people differ is who's more eye-catching, who are you more looking forward to watch when you wake up for a game, Mo Salah or Hazard. And as a Chelsea fan, I think Hazard is more appetizing, but Salah will put up numbers. I think Hazard what he has done for Chelsea is incredible with the amount of lack of strikers we've had. And I think as much as Salah has got golden boots and things and all of those kind of accolades, I feel like if the way to change it is if you put Mo Salah in Chelsea and you put Hazard in Liverpool, do Chelsea win the 2 Premier League titles, and do Liverpool win the Champions League and their Premier League?
Yes. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, they do.
Yeah, do you know what would happen in those circumstances? I think it's a tough one, actually.
Yeah.
Let's just say both their performance levels remain the same. Okay, that's say it. You would have scored. You would have had more goals. So you'd have had an extra 15 plus goals across the. Then you don't get the same player.
Yeah,
but equally, you can have with Liverpool. Then you're going to get the creativity, but then you're not going to get the goals at the end of it. So you're not
just for 2 goal scorers, isn't it?
Yeah, and you was just saying the lack of strikers and goal scorers that you had at Chelsea Hazard were there. So if Mo Salah was there, you would have the goal scorers for him.
It's really tough, and that's why it's such a great debate, because one is a goal scorer, one is more of a creator. What I will say though is this about Mo Salah in terms of his creativity: he's got 45 assists for Liverpool in the Premier League, where Hazard got 92 assists for Chelsea. But if you do it on a per game ratio, by the time Mo Salah reaches 352 games, he'll have 87. So he's only on an assist per game ratio. He's only marginally behind Eden Hazard, and we can't say that Mo Salah is setting up a prolific goal scorer in Firmino, can we? So it isn't like Mo Salah is passing the ball.
Yeah, and Hazard was assistant to
Harry Kane, put the ball away. Listen, when it
yeah, for like a year when he was balling out.
He was also passing to Diego
Conte
Costa.
Had an argument with him and he left for Atletico, isn't it? Because he only had 1 20-goal season.
Yeah, but the thing is, my brother, you asked us a question about could Mo Salah bring Chelsea a title, and the answer is yes. The numbers speak for themselves. I don't see why we're not saying Hazard couldn't at Chelsea, at Liverpool either. We agree that both players could make it at both clubs. I don't see why you're so adamant that Mo Salah couldn't do it.
I think it's a case of you're never going to get the right answer because there's going to be a lot of bias when it comes to it, but it depends. Everybody has their own opinion. I think Salah and Hazard are 2 different players in terms of wingers. they play two different roles in their teams, and it's just
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, David. Listen, I appreciate you coming on, having your say, mate. Thank you very, very much indeed. There's a few people saying there's a lag. I'm not seeing a loading lag. When you say lag, please tell me what you mean. You know how frustrated I get when you say things like lag or audio, but you give no specificity. It actually makes me.
It might be an audio visual lag where like you can hear the person speak.
There it's a little bit behind. Cool. So the reason they need to tell us exactly so that the tech people can work on it and fix it. Otherwise, lag just means what? So thank you. You know, I'm an old man when it comes to that sort of stuff. I like specifics. The Podfather here says, you're right, Terry. That's why Lampard was better. More assists than Iniesta, more goals than Xavi. GOAT. Well, again, see, different roles within a team, different positions. That those two weren't attacking midfielders, Frank Lampard was. So you are comparing apples with oranges.
And
there.
anyway, both of them are better than him anyway. So let's be honest.
Yeah, well, we get that. But also at the same time, you've got a situation with Hazard and Mo, they're both inside forwards, and it's which would you prefer? One is a goal scorer, one's a creator, so it makes it a really, really tough conundrum. Someone says there's an audio distortion, you're sort of talking over each other. Okay, cool, that makes sense. You're both talking at the same time, which we're obviously not doing live. I don't know whether that's something that the tech team can get sorted. Obviously, we don't want to kind of be streaming with that kind of going over that. We're going to do one more call here. So, Terry, we are hearing two people at the same time lag. There we go. That makes sense. Thank you. That makes sense. They can work on that and fix that. When you say are you hearing me and KJ at the same time or us and the caller at the same time? Let us know before we bring the next caller on, just so we can kind of have a look at that. Because I think it's, it's me and you to the caller. Video lag. Yeah, okay. We're fine. So it's the lag. So I don't know if they can fix that before. They'll let us know in our comments. We've got a little comment box inside here. Let us know if they can fix that before we continue with any more callers. That would make more sense. And again, people always want to do that with stats. Like, oh yeah, Lampard got more goals than Iniesta, that makes him better. It's like compare. It's just stupid. It's not what we're sitting here saying. So I wouldn't compare Eden Hazard's goal output to Lewandowski, just because they're both like forwards. You've got to do it in the right way. But there we go. Yes, there's definitely no lag now because there's no caller on. So thank you very much for doing that. In relation to everything else. Well, we are at the end of the show now. I know there's people still waiting backstage, and thank you very, very much for doing that. Do me a big, big favor and smash that like button. Remember that we're going to be live straight after the game between Atletico Madrid and Chelsea this evening, so that'll be around about 10 to 10, 5 to 10, so make sure you're tuning in for that. Thank you to each and every single person that joined in. We're going to save this one for later with a couple more when it comes to the comment card. Nobody got it right. Cage, any final thoughts from yourself before we go?
Bruno right now is the best player in the Premier League. I personally would take Hazard over Mo Salah, but Mo Salah is also brilliant. So if I could have both of them in my team, I will. Jose Mourinho, listen, man's about to lose his job, and that is peak, bro. It's peak. And then what's one of the last things? Oh yeah, I hope Chelsea get absolutely pammed tonight. Screw them, man. Also, David. Midnight Vibes, I hope you're coming crying, bro. That's what I want to see from you. I want to see tears, fam. That's what I want to see.
I hear that. I love this comment here that says, Terry, by your logic, Salah is better than Ronaldinho because Salah's got 195 goal contributions and Dino had 194. Well, that's neck and neck, isn't it? So then it's about the same. I'm comparing. If there was a 30% difference, honestly, if you said to me Dino on the right, not that he plays on the right outside the attack, but like let's say Dino. Forget the names. You've got player A and player B. They're both very good technically, but player B is better. Like, does things that player A can never dream of. But player A produces 30% more goals and assists. I'm picking the 30% more goals and assists. More like I just am. I don't care. It doesn't mean I think they're a better footballer overall. But the difference is you just put up, I don't know if those Ronaldinho stats are correct, but you just put two people up where one's got superior ability, but they both have the same level of outputs. Meaning I'd go for the one with the more ability because the outputs are the same. There's nothing to differentiate. So that's really weird logic, but thank you for trying. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. Smash the like button and we'll see you all again very, very soon.